Hello, students. This is your English teacher Neha. Hope everybody out there is fine, is healthy, and in high spirits. Students, I understand these gloomy days are quite depressing for you. You're away from your friends, school, teachers, but then you have to overcome this moment of crisis. Be constructive, creative, innovate something. Utilize your mind and your energies in constructing something worthwhile. Students, today I'm here with a poem, Ode to Autumn by John Keats, which is also there in your English literature syllabus. Now, John Keats was born on 31st October 1795 but died at an early age of 25 due to tuberculosis. So you can see he had a very short lifespan. But in this short period, he wrote a number of poems. Basically, he was known as a poet of odes. He wrote odes to Nightingale, ode to melancholy, ode to autumn, which you're going to study, etc. and etc. Now, this particular poem, which you're going to study, Ode to Autumn, he wrote after taking a walk near Winchester. Now, John Keats was a poet who had a very different perspective. He used to take up those ideas, work on those themes which other poets usually avoided. Like, he took a season, autumn, which is often associated with gloominess, dullness, loss of life. But John Keats had this speciality of working on present, extracting happiness out of dullness. And in this poem also, you will see it, you will feel it. Now, moving on to the poem, through a PPT, I have explained all the three stanzas in writing, which you can use it for your reference work. But through this video, I'm trying to summarize the poem in a very precise form. In a very nutshell, I'm going to elaborate the poem so that you understand it better. Now, as I have told you, the poet took up the season autumn. Now, autumn is basically associated with withering of leaves and loss of life, something which doesn't give you a good feeling. But here, the poet has worked on a different aspect of the season. So, what you see in the first stanza, you see that the poet gives us a description of the prolific bounties of autumn. Now, autumn is referred as a season of mellow fruitfulness. Ripe fruits and flowers, grapes and apples, gourd, hazelnuts, and other ripe fruits appear at the same time. So uh, it's all about working on the maturity of the fruits and flowers. So now here you see that the poet wants to portray a beautiful relationship between the sun and the season autumn, where he tells that the warmth of the sun, along with the features of the season autumn, helps the fruits to ripe and the flowers to spread the fragrance and beauty around the world. He also creates a different bond between flowers and bees. As you all know, bees they suck the sweetness of the flowers and they collect honey. But because the autumn gives a feeling of warmth, the bees assume that the summers have extended and and they start collecting more honey, though the honeycombs are overflowing. So basically, in the first stanza, it's all about the nature, the beauty of the nature, the work of the autumn, along with the sun, and the different natural elements which function during the in which function in the season of autumn. Now, in the second stanza, the season autumn is personified. Now, autumn is personified as a harvester sitting carelessly on the granary floor during winnowing, a tired reaper fallen asleep in the very midst of a reaping, a cleaner following the walk home across a brook in the evening with a load of sheaves on his head, cedar presser watching intently the press that squeezes juice out of fruits. So, what you see here in the second stanza, that the autumn season is given the look of different characters, or you can say it is personified or taken up as a human being, whether it's the harvester, the reaper, the cedar presser, or the cleaner. So, autumn has been given the look, the outline of a character, of a human soul, of a human being. Now, in the third stanza, you see the poet is questioning that where are the songs of spring? The spring is it's a symbol of beauty, happiness, birth, new life. So the poet questions what are the songs of spring? But the poet feels that though the beauties of spring are absent in autumn, yet autumn has a beauty of its own. So the poet didn't regret. The poet is trying to tell his readers, that just don't try to enjoy the beauty of the spring, but see the bright side of the autumn season. Then follows a picture of the stubble fields which are colored red in the crimson light of the setting sun. In autumn, the full grown lambs bleat aloud, the grasshoppers chirp, the robin sings a note, and the swallows twitter as they fly in the sky. So, in the last stanza, you see that how the season autumn is glorified. Its beauty is extended in the form of a beautiful portrait by a painter. The robin, the grasshoppers, the swallows. It creates a beautiful picture as if it is painted by a painter. Now, the last stanza is also the climax of the poem. It's the exit of the season autumn. Now, the poet wants to tell his readers that don't worry about the past spring season, or don't uh, think about the future, the winter season which is going to follow up soon. But be satisfied in the present, that is autumn. Though autumn doesn't have all those beautiful qualities of spring, but still, if you want to get satisfied, if you want to be happy, you can be happy in smaller things also. You can feel those smaller things. So that's the message of the poet to his readers, that create joyous mood out of unhappiness. Hope students you understood this poem properly. If you have any queries, you can put your queries in the comment section in the A-Care panel. There is a comment box. You can put your comment, your questions there, and I will try my best to clarify and to answer your questions in the most efficient manner. Hope you understood the poem well. Stay safe, stay at home, and take care. Bye bye.